Hello, good evening. It's Monday and it's monthly make time, and it's exciting today because we get to open our new monthly make. I was going to say October's monthly make, but it's not, is it? It's November's, because this year's just going super fast. So yeah, we are opening November's monthly make tonight. Apologies for being a little bit late. Bear got a certificate at school actually last week, but he finally brought it home today. So we had to celebrate a bit of Bear tonight. So that's why we're running a bit late. So shall we get started? I think so. Now, let me find the right buttons. And I always do this, don't I? There we go. So, November's monthly make. It's an exciting one. I sprayed my desk a minute ago to clean it, and yeah, it's still not tidy. Evening, Sarah. So, November's monthly make. I nearly did it again. November's monthly make is all about mushrooms. It's super cool. It is. I've got to say, I do like this one quite a lot. So in your set you get the Simply Mushroom set, and you get the texture strips. So you get rather large stamp set, I must say, and you get 2 sets of mushrooms, a big one and a little one. You get some lovely little bits that will make fantastic backgrounds. So you get your fungi, your mushroom, another little circle with fungi in, and then a mushroom stamp. Just be careful up here, these ones, because I've tried to cram as much as possible onto the stamp set, these ones might be a little bit stuck together, so just be careful when you come to take them apart. But it's just because you can see there's hardly any room between them, and I am naughty because I tried to put as much as I could on the stamp sheet. Evening, Mum. So that is your gorgeous mushrooms. I do like this one, and it's one of those, I drew that years ago and I forgot about it. I know, how can I forget about it? But I did, I forgot about it. And then I was going through some old files the other day, and well, not the other day, the other month, and it's like, yes, that's what I'm going to use. So alongside your gorgeous mushrooms, you get a set of 3 texture strips. So these are great for adding bands of interest, like columns of interest on your cards. As you can see, we've got the wonderful Harlequin, we've got some splatter, and we've got this lovely little circle one. So if I turn it over, you can see it's a good size. There. This one's great as well for colour swatching, I found out. There you go. And then this one, you get your booklet, and of course you get your little discount code as well in there. So November's monthly make, I nearly said it again, October's. You get your mushrooms and you get your texture stamp all in there. Evening, Sue. So they're the stamps, and as beautiful as they are, they don't give you lots and lots of inspiration. So I'm going to grab a few ideas from Mum. Let me grab these. Oops, a daisy. She popped her ATCs in there as well. No wonder I nearly threw them on the floor. There we go. She booby trapped the box. Right, so first up we have this gorgeous little 66. You can see she's used those circle, I need to stop doing that, circle stamps, just to create a bit of interest down the sides. Evening, Noala. And then she's used a teeny tiny little trio of mushrooms or fungi, as we've got up at the top. We've got a couple of DLs coming up. So she has used, I'm just folding them as I go, she's kept them all nice and flat for me. On this one, you can see she's used that beautiful splatter going up the side of the card, almost to create like a border around it. I bet that'd look nice actually, creating a border with it. And then again, that teeny tiny trio of our little mushrooms. They are sweet, aren't they? And I didn't actually tell you what the sentiment says. It says, nature is pleased with simplicity. There we go. The letter stamps are cool, aren't they? I think we might need to do some more. Another DL from Mum here, using those beautiful little mushroom and fungi. And I think she's got a favourite border stamp of the little strips. That circle one's appearing a lot. And again, we've got our little tiny trio on there. But it doesn't look out of place, does it? Yeah, it doesn't look out of place, those little ones, at all. I think even on a bigger card they work really, really well. There's that one. And then another little A6 ones. I think, and I know Mum's on, I think she preferred the tiny trio. Check that out. How cool is that? Don't know if you can quite see. There we go. I don't know whether my camera's quite picking it up. But she's used the mushroom, and I can't tell if she's used fungi as well. She might have done. There's an eye there. I can see fungi as well. She's sending me eyes. Funny she is. To create that gorgeous background. How cool is that? Just using, let's see if I can find it, those two little stamps to create that gorgeous background. Cool, isn't it? And then doesn't that look stunning down the side? And then the other sentiment says, always remember this moment. There we go. And then another 6x6. They do work really well on 6x6s, don't they? Do look good. So again, we've got our little Harlequin strips. Evening Susie down the side with a bit of a splatter up top, and then she's created more of a picture, because you could, if you wanted to, you know, I've just given you the mushrooms, but you could turn it into a bit of a scene, couldn't you? Yeah, you know what I mean. Turn it into a nice scene. So there you go. Another lovely little 6x6. A little woodland scene. That's what I was looking for. And then she's done a big one. Check this out. This is cool. I'll show it you in a minute when I folded it. There we go. So we've got, I can't call them our tiny trio, our big ones. There you go. And we've got some crackle glaze on there as well. We've got our gorgeous little circle strips on there. We've got our splatters on there. And it's just beautiful. I keep doing that. Right, I need to look. I'm sat here looking at it like this and I'm not showing it you guys. Sorry. But there you go. How cool is that? With that lovely crackle glaze on them as well. There we go. Right, and I think the final one from Mum. We have got just a gorgeous craft card one. And again, using those, I don't even know what to call them. Noelle will call them letters. Yeah, sounds about right, doesn't it? Letters in the background. And then a bit of our Harlequin one there as well. But how pretty is that? Just those little trios. Pretty, aren't they? Right, and then we'll go with mine. I don't know if I've got all mine here, but we'll have a look. Letter motif. Liking that idea, Noella. So I thought this little one lended itself really well to going on envelopes. I must have moved my camera, which is why my arms aren't going in the right place tonight. So you can see I've just painted this one on the outside of an envelope, and then I've created my matching card, or I created an envelope to match my card. Either way, you can see on this one I've used a teeny tiny trio on this one with the Harlequins in the background and all sorts. So I've got our letter motif, yeah, in the background too. I've just highlighted one there, and then we've got our trio. But I love these. I could spend all day painting these or colouring them, and for me it's an easy one to paint. I'm gonna pop that back like that. Let's go big, shall we? So let's go for this one. So I've done a bit of a gatefold, I know, fancy fold for me, and just created these lovely, because my background's so busy, using these in white just makes them pop out, but I have added some of the texture stamps to them. So I've got our Harlequins, our lovely circles, and our splatters in there, and I think it just makes those mushrooms really jump off the page. I've just created some lovely oxide backgrounds. I'm going to do something similar to this one tonight, I think, and use those letter motifs in the background. I think they just look fabulous, don't they, just in the background, adding some texture to it. And you can see I've put my mushrooms in there as well. Put that one there. I'm going to cheat. There you go, a little one, a super easy one, a bit of splattering in the background, and then I pop my mushrooms over the top. You could, if you wanted to, cut them out or mask them off so you don't get the texture from behind, but I quite like it. I think it adds to it. And then just really, really simple. I think I've only used 3 colours on that one. Yeah, looks like it. And of course I've grounded my mushrooms as well. Evening, Lynn. Oh, she was having a tea. I hope you had something nice. There you go. And then this is an A6 one, but it just goes to show you can fit those big mushrooms on it. So you've got your 3 little mushrooms, well, not little, big mushrooms. I've chosen my fungi there and my fungi up there, and then I don't know if you can quite see because I've covered most of it up, to be honest. My background's using my letters, my texture strips, but it looks, I quite like that one. And for a 6-inch card, it's got a really nice big focal point, hasn't it? And then finally, I was having a bit of a play. I wasn't sure, you know me and my painting and just getting my colours right. I've got one of my little 4-inch little notebooks. And what I've used it for is, I wanted to test my colours before I started painting. Because it's quite, I was going to say it's quite daunting to begin just painting one of these. But I wanted to know I had my colours right, if you get what I mean. Yeah. So I sat down with my oxides and started to choose my colours. And then I just used that gorgeous circle to give myself a bit of a colour palette. Yeah. And I think actually I'm going to do that a bit more often because it works really well, because you can do the watery one, you can do it a bit more less watery and then almost neat. So it really does help me keep my colours in check. Maybe not so much of a colourful background next time, but it really did help me with my colouring. Yeah, so I thought I'd include that anyway. So there you go. I'll quickly run back through them. I did say quickly. It does look better on here. I do try my best with photography, but it's not my strongest suit. I do try. There we go. It's so cute though, isn't it? I mean, who doesn't love a mushroom? I do love that envelope though. I mean, just so sweet. It's only an A6 as well, but how cute is that? I was wondering if we can turn them into Christmas mushrooms. There you go. Got a lovely big one there. I do love this one. They look like they're up to no good, don't they? They're having a right little discussion in there. That one, so elegant, and I love that background. We might have to try something like that. I've put everything on top of these, so we've got some gorgeous DLs. So again, perfect size for your DLs is that tiny trio. And then I think this is the last one. There you go. Right. Let me pop them back over here. Let me pop them in the box so I don't forget where I put them. So just to recap, in your set you get gorgeous Simply mushrooms, and I have to always look what I've called them because I forget. Texture strips. There we go. And then you get your leaflet as well. And so should we get playing? I think so. Yeah, I thought that was going to fall off. I'm going to have to roll my sleeves up again. My sleeves just seem to have grown. I say that every time I put this jumper on them. I put it on and then my arms just get shorter or my sleeves get longer, one or two. So I have got a gorgeous 8x8 card because I just think it will look really cool. And what I've also done, because I do love the big mushrooms, I do. I've got that one there, and then what I've also done is cut myself a little mat at 5-inch, I think it was. Yeah, it must be 5-inch. Yeah, that's about right, isn't it? At 5-inch for my mushroom. So if we look at this, yeah, I'm going to decorate. I want loads and loads of colour in my background, so I'm going to decorate around the edge. I'm not going to worry too much about my middle, so around the edge with my colour. I'm going to pop that up there. There we go. Just realised you can see all the mess that's on my desk. I did actually tidy it the other day. And I've gone for some really like, well, I've gone for purples and blues. So I've got peacock feathers, a bit of wilted violet and a bit of villainous potion, because I want a really grungy feel to this, yeah? Don't worry, I'm not going to do it all grungy, because them mushrooms are just beautiful. And I keep saying that, don't I? I do like the mushrooms, if you hadn't guessed. So what I'm going to do is just create a really, really quick background on here. get myself comfy first. And I've chosen colours that I know are just going to flood my paper. The real juicy ones, I guess is what I'm trying to say. There we go, another blob here. So I need to come into my middle enough that I've got space to move stuff around if I want to. There we go. Got wobbly table again. I'm going to go to my villainous potion. I know I've gone really, really dark with my colours, but I think it'll work. Started raining again. You'll have our colour, the mushrooms. I will be colouring these ones in. So we'll have another play in a minute with our colours. But I've used oxides, I've used brushes, I've used my inks. Inks look amazing because they get really muddy, and that's what mushrooms are, aren't they? They're a bit muddy. I do like muddy mushrooms. There we go, I'm going to leave that actually, and I'm going to go on to my villainous portion. Oh, I am going to do really rich red mushrooms on the top of this one, I think. I'm just going to come in and fill in some of my gaps. And I am being heavy-handed because I do want real colour. Lots and lots of colour. And I'm just going to go round edge so that it all links together, because it's got that beautiful black mat behind it, but I want it to link together on my paper as well. There we go. And then actually I'm just going to bring this bit down a bit. You know what I like? I end up colouring the whole thing just because I don't know where I want to place things. So I'm going to spritz it. I could do some resist techniques and things like that. I don't. I just want to spritz it because I want all them colours to mix and merge, and then we're going to give it a bit of a wiggle as well to get even more texture on it. I'm just giving it a big spritz. You can see it's really, really wet. So we're just going to give it a bit of a... There we go. Didn't want to move. It will now. I told you I wanted to go grungy in background tonight. I'm going to give it a bit more of a helping hand here to get that blue moving, because it's not quite moving as our peacock feathers. But that's okay, because it's telling me that's what we're going to put lots of colour on with. Lots of stamps on with in a minute. And I'm just, can you see how I've got this really dark line? It looks really dark on screen. It isn't. It is quite bright. It is brighter, I promise. I'm just going to grab a bit of this from around the edge because it was a bit too dark. Turn myself purple. I'm a purple smurf. Normally turn myself blue. Oxides work just as well to colour, but I think inks do too. They have worked quite well together. It would look nice as like a nighttime, you know, like a spacey one. I think maybe I should have tried it on black card as well. That'd look even nicer. But I have absolutely saturated this card, so it's going to take me a little bit of time just to give it. Our mushrooms are going to be in a nighttime scene, I think. You can tell how wet it is because I've saturated it to the point where you can see the fibres in the paper and the clumps that make the paper go together. okay. I'm just giving it a dry. Might even turn it over and do the back as well. Now I want to make sure it is dry because we're going to be putting more oxide on top of it, and if I put oxide on top of it, it's just going to go bleh. Bleed, I think is the technical term for it, but you knew what I meant when I went bleh. It's going to go everywhere. I'm impatient. I'm hoping that's going to be dry enough. Ish. I'm really impatient. I tell the kids to have patience and I don't. No, it's soggy still in that bottom corner. Right down here it's really bad. Evening Lynn, she's over on Jubilee Tube. It's good to have options, isn't it? Facebook or Jubilee Tube. The one is if one's glitching, the other one would hopefully not be. Right, that's a bit better. It doesn't feel as soggy now, should we say. Right, let me just get those few last bits off my desk. I managed to get it everywhere. Didn't intend to. Let's stay at that. Ugh. My desk is filthy. There we go. Anyway, right. I have got. So I'm going to start off with my peacock feathers because always go back to your palest colour when you're doing this. Where's my stamps? There they are. You can tell. That's how they end up back in the tub after I've done my samples. They basically just get put back in a folder together. And it is naughty. I should look after them better. But I always say to myself, oh, I'll get back and play with those a bit more. I never do. I will do one day. Right, I'll have to go on this stamp block. So I'm just going to start adding a bit of texture and building it up. So I'm not going to worry too much about stamping this properly. But this peacock feathers is just going to jump. Check that out. Pop some more here. Remember, I've got a big 5-inch piece coming on the middle, so I don't have to worry too much about my middle. Nothing worse than doing some lovely work and then covering most of it up, isn't it? Lynn's glad we've got YouTube as well. I'm glad we've got a YouTube. Because our advent calendar videos will be on there too. So I'm just making this. I'm just going to go until it looks like I'm happy with it. I haven't decided on my direction yet for my piece of paper. I don't have to decide yet either. It looks better when it's stamped. There you go, I don't know if you can quite see that. Yep. So I've got that one. I'm going to go to my wilted violet. And I am going to come back in with a few more colours again, I think. My stamps in a different colour. This is where I start to have that idea in my head and it's like, it's not quite working how I wanted it to. I think I'm going to do that one in black. I'm going to grab my Harlequin. I need to find a bigger stamp block is what I need to do. I did. This is because I tidied up. I can't find anything since. I need to be careful I don't move that into shot like I did the other week. You definitely don't want to see those yet. Ending up with sneaky peeks. Because I think most of you saw these the other week, didn't they? I can't remember what. It was a Wednesday, wasn't it? And we were doing a live, and I somehow managed to bring this stamp set into shot without actually meaning to. Nope, I moved them too fast. Good. Because I think it's better when you have a surprise, isn't it? So I'm going the opposite way now. I'm just going to start building up my colour a little bit. And these ones you can link together as well. So line up your little... I was going to say triangles. They're not triangles, are they? Diamonds. I was kicking myself after I'd done it as well. I was like, nope. First time ever I have given away the multi-made stamps. I'll come back in on this one. So you can see I'm just literally layering it up until I'm happy with it. I'm getting this everywhere because it's not a stamp block size I normally use. I do have my favourite stamp blocks, you're right there. And I'm not, you can see I'm getting it everywhere. Not a problem. There we go. Right, you can start to see we're getting some lovely bits. Ooh, there it is. I'm going to use some more of that Villainous Potion because I do think it's gorgeous. There we go. And I'm going to be coming back to these stamps in a minute, so I might as well just pop them on my desk there. There we go. I'm going to have to start thinking about how I want this to look. Ultimately. So I've done a lot in this corner. I've not done much in this side. So I'm going to come over here. And bearing in mind we are going to be covering a lot of it up. I'm just going to pop it there. I said to myself, do a really quick background and then we can concentrate on the colouring of the mushroom. No, I'm getting carried away. You knew I would though. I'm actually quite liking it that way. I was going to do it that way. I'm thinking that way. So I want some of those letters coming in. So, ooh, I've got to think about this now, haven't I? My brain's not quite kicking in yet. We're going to have, let me hope I don't get my big inky pinkies on there. That's going to come in like so. Pretty sure that's the right piece. I told you I was going all over with it. I'm thinking we're going to use some of those lovely letters here and here. And then part of me wants to put the Harlequin going that way. I think so. Or we might come in with our mushroom word. No, I'm going to do that on the top. So yeah, I'm going to do some letters here. And then I just want to... might bring my circle in that way. In the black. I think so, right. Does that sound like a plan? I think so. So I'm going to get my F and my M. I'm going to do it in my Villainous Potion because it does stand out quite a lot, but then I'm going to do a couple in black as well over the top. And then we've got all those lovely, lovely layers going on. Oops. I'm not going to do second or third generation here, I'm just going to go straight with first. Ink it up, girl, would help. And then we'll do a big black one there, I think. I'm just going to do fungi on this one. And if you notice, I always move my paper around because I find it tricky to go. I've got to really stretch, and you know, then I have to get uncomfy. So if I turn it round, I make it so I'm always kind of stamping in the same area. Yeah, so moving that paper around. Just have to make sure that my fuzz was the right way up. Nothing worse than an upside down fur. It'd look like a lure with an extra bit. There we go. I was having a discussion like that with Bear before about quiz. When people don't put the tails on quiz, they look like a 9. I mean, it's just rude, isn't it? We do have some random conversations, don't we? Right, so I'm quite happy with that. I'm just going to give it a quick dry because now I want to start working on with my VersaFine Clay, and we know VersaFine Clay doesn't like wet Distress Oxides. So I'm just going to give it a really quick little dry. But yeah, a dry-ish. Yeah. I'm going to concentrate on the bits that I'm going to be stamping on. I'm trying to do so much on this one card, and I'm getting carried away, aren't I? But I do like our little letters. Our letter circle, letter motif is what Noella called them. I think it would be nice to have a Christmas one maybe, or a winter. So word would be tricky because it's such a big word, such a big one. There we go. Right. I'm going to come back in with the. There we go. I don't want my black ink this time. So just, I'm being very conscious. I'm going to be coming and splatting this on top. So when I want to stamp this, I want it, I'm getting the eye once. I want it more into my corner, don't I? Yep, and I'll do the same up in that top one. I should have cut my piece of paper a little bit smaller. But I wanted a nice big space for me mushroom. I'm going to give this a real good ink in because I am working on oxide. Oops, I've coloured in my table. There we go. And this one's going to go right in this bottom corner, like so. There we go. And then I'm going to do exactly the same up in this top corner. Oops, I am such a messy stamper tonight, aren't I? I mean, I'm getting ink everywhere. Let's do it that way. So again, it's just going to sit right on that corner. I could go in and do a little bit of shading on there. That would look amazing too. Now decision time, decision time. I might actually come down to the bottom to do that. Yes. Right, you can tell, can't you, when something clicks, it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to do that. So we're going to stamp this at the bottom. Again, I'm going to keep twizzing my card around. You must get dizzy watching my card twizz around 100 times. I'm going to do this right near the bottom because we haven't really got much room around the edge. I'm trying to make my lines in line with the bottom of my card. There we go. Can't decide, am I going to do it again? Am I going to do it again? I think so. I should have thought about this more. There we go. I can't do 2, so I'm going to have to do 3. You know the rules. Yep, just drop that one on here. Turn it around. I'm going to do exactly the same. Up here. So again, get your gel pens out, get your charcoal pencils out. And obviously you are going to be a lot neater stamping than me because I'm making a right mess tonight. Ooh, that one's gone a bit skew-squiff. Very skew-squiff, not a bit. It's like you get level and then you get what that is because it's not level. Good job on covering up a lot of it. There we go. I'm going to give that a quick wipe because I have made a right mess. There we go. I'm starting to quite like that, and I think I was going to go on and do a bit more with it, but I'm not. I'm going to give it a quick whiz with the heat gun. The only reason I'm doing this is because I want to put a bit of distressing around the edge in our gorgeous villainous portion. I might even find my black soot. But it has got that black mat behind it, so. There we go. Let me just grab a bit of that villainous potion. Go. Oops. Fingers and thumbs. I started thinking about painting is what it is. It's like, nope, I want to get onto my painting now. I've done this bit. I'm going to just really darken the edge. I couldn't decide if I wanted to add a little bit of the harlequin around the edge. I'm not sure. Can't make my mind up. Loads on my desk. Should start using that version. So. It's just habit though, isn't it, going to your ink pad to pick it up. See, I did it again then. Right. I'm thinking I'm going to leave that for now. Remove all my purple. I should have got my little notebook, shouldn't I? And done a purple pickup. Oh, I'm just making a mess. Turning my desk purple. There we go. Right. I can't be the only one that gets this messy when they're crafting. So look at that. Imagine that on its little doodad, like so. It's not little, it's 8x8. As backgrounds go, that looks pretty cool. And then we're going to have that going on the top. I'm itching to do some white work on that. But I'm going to stamp my mushroom first. It's stay at me. So I'm going to grab my little shroom, well, my big shrooms. There we go. And you'll see. See, I could cut this down a bit, couldn't I? Don't know. Might do, might not. Not sure. I'm going to grab a nice ink up. And you'll notice I'm not doing anything on the background. Because we're just going to paint this. We've done our messy bit. And then we're going to do our beautiful painting bit. Because there's no rules to say if you start with a grungy background you have to do a grungy front. No. You can do whatever you want. No, I'll get messy going to bingo with the pen. Yeah, to be fair. I've been using it. To be fair, I did have highlights on my hands the other day. I'm doing the accounts for year end, or I'm not doing them. I'm finishing them up, shall we say? And I managed to explode a highlighter. I'm at that point where I'm just checking everything for about the 4th time. I know it is what it is, but I'm just checking them and checking them again before I submit. And I've had yellow highlighters, pink highlighters, purple highlighters. But once you put pink and purple highlighters together, there's no going back from that. I've just reminded Lynn she needs a poly mount for that big one. You might get it on the slightly larger one, but yeah, the poly mounts I find easier for it. Evening, Maxine. You might get it on the big one. Oh no, actually I can tell you could get it on the big one. Probably not. So I want this dry because we are going to paint this and we're going to spend our time doing some gorgeous painting and relaxing. So I think it was Sue that was asking about what colours I'd used for the mushrooms. So if I go back to my little book. Where's my little book gone? I did put it back in here. Never find it. There it is. So this one I use Crackling Campfire, Brush Corduroy and Shabby Shutters. Shabby Shutters will be its legs. So I'm not sure what colour I want to use with this one. I think, ooh, decisions again now. It's decisions time. Maxine said evening, Lynn. I know you're over on UbillyTube. So I'm going to get some beautiful, beautiful colours. I'm going to go with my inks, I think. So Fire Brick, gorgeous, gorgeous starting colour. I'm hoping... Well, that wasn't a very good one to pick up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 5 picked raspberries in that stack. Look at the state of that. You can tell that's my workshop stack, can't you? How many picked raspberries does one woman need? Bear's been sorting out for me. So he's been going through and finding all the same inks. I tried to explain that I didn't need all the same inks. I need one of each ink, and then the rest can stay in my workshop box. But no, he was sorting them out. Actually, I'm having a different think now. I think I'm going to go back. I think I'm going to stick with those 3 colours, only because it's taken me ages to find the ones that we had. So we had Crackling Campfire, Shabby Shutters, and Brush Corduroy. Okay. Sure, that's what I've just said we used. I'm going to use those, and I'll find the inks next time. Yep, Crackling Campfire, Shabby Shutters, and Brush Corduroy was what I used on those. Oops, that didn't sound good, did it? So I'm going to start off with my Shabby Shutters. I'll start off with its legs. Stalks. Are they stalks or stems? Lynn's trying to find a poly mount. I know. Mine are Go Walkies. You won't believe the number. Well, it's like stamp bases. How many stamp? I've literally got that one I can see on my desk. Your mushroom will just fit on that one, actually. There you go. Just a bit close, but it will fit on the big one. But yeah, my stamp bases Go Walkies all the time. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to start very, very slowly. All I can see is purple fingers on this, so apologies. Very, very slowly. Make sure you have dried your ink. Whatever ink you are using, make sure you've dried it really, really well if you're going to start painting over the top. There we go. Just remember you've got bits and pieces of these stalks everywhere. I'm so glad that I found this one that I'd drawn years and years ago. So all I'm doing now is I'm just starting to go back in and add in a bit more of that colour. Around where we've got where his crinkly bits will be in the shade. I'm sure there must be more technical terms, but my brain's not working. Here we go. So I'm just adding a bit more at a time. I think I'm going to leave that there actually. I'm going to start with a bit of my orange. I do like that Shabby Shutters because it's got like a greeny tinge to it. So it works really, really well for them. Lynn's asking what colours, because my band across the top's hiding them. Crackling Campfire, Brush Corduroy and Shabby Shutters is what I'm using. But we will be playing with a lot of colours with these because they are just so much fun to colour in. I'm going to get my gorgeous, rather wet, I don't know what I've done to that, Crackling Campfire. I want it really wet to begin with, so I'm going to do exactly what I did before. Get it really, really wet. I'm not trying to be neat painting at all. I'm going to do that on all of them, get it really, really wet first. Because it's so wet, you notice then I just went and popped my paintbrush back in the wet. Because it had gone a little bit darker than I wanted it to. I'm just going to come back on and move it around a bit until I'm happy. Just grabbing that water to make it move. There we go. See, that's better, isn't it? Yeah. I hadn't quite watered it down enough. I'm going to do exactly the same on this one. And then we can start adding some of that bit more colour to it. And that's a nice thing working with your oxides or your inks or brusher. Just keep it wet and then you can start to work it if you need to, if you've gone a bit wrong with it. So can you see every time I just go back in with a little bit more ink, a little bit more depth of colour. Okay, so I'm going to start that again. So I'm going to pick up some water on my brush, go back over here and then just start bringing it down this side. You see, I'm not liking that. Nah, not liking that at all. Need a bit more water. These are called gills. Thanks, Lynn. Gills, apparently, on a mushroom. I thought that's what a fish had. Bear got a new fish over the weekend. Well, it's not a fish. It looks like a snake. It's the most scariest looking thing I have ever seen in my life, but he loves it to pieces. It is scary. But, yeah, he liked it. He's wanted one for ages, and I kept saying no because, well, I didn't like it. So now what used to be relaxing, sitting in front of his fish tank, watching his little fish swim around, is now kind of like, as long as that one don't come near me, I'll be alright. But it does, it looks like a snake, and it kind of slithers. It don't swim, it slithers. Ugh. Just give me the creeps. There you go. So I'm just adding a little bit more at a time. Ooh, I went in a bit dark there, didn't I? That'll teach me. But can you see, because my card's quite wet, it's helping me. No, Alice would rather you than me. I know, it's hot. Whoa. No, it's probably a very nice little fish, but no, doesn't. Yeah, it scares the bejeebies. So he can clean it himself this next time. Next time someone's got to stick their hands in there, he can do it, because I ain't sticking it in with that. Yeah, no, not happening. And little lady's been hand feeding her puffer fish, so now every time you put your hand in their tank, they think you're feeding them, so they come and give you a little nibble. So I told her that was helpful. There we go, right. Oops, I'm taking too much. Can you see I'm dragging my colour too much now? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go the opposite way. That's it, drag it back. Got too much colour coming that way now. Oh, you come back this way. There we go. And then I'm just going to sort this edge out because I don't like it because it's still not right. There we go. How cool do they look? Lynn's asking what a fish. I don't know what fish it is. It swims like that. It looks like a worm. Well, no, it looks like a snake. It's stripy, black and pink, I think it is, or red. Can't tell Barry's fish is pink, can I? No, it's red, black and red stripy thing. Ugh. I'd say get a picture, but no, not going near it. He's all into his catfish and things like that. So it'll be something like along those lines. Right, so I've got a rather red paintbrush before I go into my next colour. So it's not looking too bad, is it? I want a little bit of me corduroy now. I've got a water pot on my desk as well. I could have used that. There we go. I'm just going to grab a little bit of my corduroy. I don't need much of this because I'm going to use it for my shading, and I'm going to use it to ground my mushrooms because they're just floating off into space at the moment. Come in. And wherever me gills, as Lynn's told us they're called, are, I'm just going to pop a little bit in. Again, nothing too much. I'm letting the water and the inks do all the work. Oops, I'm off my line there, never mind. There we go, right, and now I just want a bit of a swoosh across the floor to give me mushrooms a bit of standing. There we go. And then finally, actually, before I do that bit, I was going to splatter. Yeah, not going to happen. Because if I splatter this, it's just going to start to go everywhere. Because it is so wet. And I've gone out my lines as well. Gorgeous rich colour, isn't it? That's that crackling campfire. I don't think his tank's quite big enough for an eel, Lynn. Eel-like, shall we say. Ugh. He's got whiskers. Did that help? It just looks like a snake. Not happening. I've got to admit, Mr. Roo did get very shouted at when he brought it home. It's like, no, no, you're taking that back, you're taking it back. And of course you've got Bear stuff there going, yeah, no, we're not taking it back. Oh. That's why they should never be let out to the fish shop by themselves. Mr. Roo's just as bad. Right, so I'm just going to give this a quick splatter. With my little mushrooms. There we go. I said a little splatter and I got carried away, didn't I? Good. Just wash my paintbrush as well. I'm here, otherwise I forget. We'll dry that off. And we're nearly done. Nearly done. Make sure I get all those splatters, otherwise you know I'm just going to put my finger in it in a minute. There we go. Right, so you get how this is looking. Look at that. So I have used my fungus. And all I'm going to do is grab my little fungi. And my really big stamping block. here. There we go. Lynn says you can get little eels. It might be an eel. Ugh. Whatever it is, not happy. They only went because the fish shop said they had the green tetra in that Rosie's been after for months. And they finally got them in. They came back with snake thing. Yeah. How cool does that look? Right, I need a little sentiment on this. I'm just going to get rid of that bit of tissue that I've got stuck there and that bit there. I want a little sentiment just to come off the side there, and I think that's all I'm going to do. All I'm going to do. We spent ages on it, but you know what I mean. So I'm just going to grab some white out of my stash. There's a bit of black. Not got any little skinny. There we go. That's a perfect piece. And I'm going to grab one of the sentiments, the sayings. I can only see one on here. Oh, just put my finger in my black ink. So we are going with, because my other one's not there, nature is pleased with simplicity. Which seems a bit ironic when we spent so long doing my background. Lynn's other half went and bought a big tank. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, naughty. They do look nice when they're set up though. And they are fun and relaxing to watch. I couldn't decide if I wanted a big border or a little border. Then you could tell, kind of like, I was hovering with intent. I'm hoping this is going to stamp all right, because I spent so long hovering. There we go. It'll do. Now, there it is. I found another poly mount. There we go. So one time I want little stamping blocks, then I can't find them, and yet my poly mounts seem to be breeding. So I'm just giving that a bit of a dry because I know I've got big fat purple fingers at the moment. So just end up popping it everywhere. There we go, that'll do. Just going to chop a little bit of this down. I think I spied a smaller piece. There we go. It is looking good, isn't it, Lynn? We're getting there with this one. I think we need a diddy mushroom there. But we definitely need more of those letter stamps, don't we? Because I think it would look nice. I'll have to give myself a challenge and do a winter one. And see how that works. I'm going to cover up my fur though. I'm thinking I quite like that. Have we got time for me to just whiz it together? She says. Maybe not. I can't see any tape. There's a little bit. And quickly whiz it together. Bit of snow on it. Oh, yeah, my mushrooms do need a bit of dotting. Yeah, we have got the 3 little ones, haven't we? But I mean small ones. Would look quite cool. I'm going to put one down middle as well. I know I don't normally put cards together, do I? You can tell. But I think this one's going to look amazing. We need to try and do a Christmassy one, don't we? Using the mushrooms. Christmas mushrooms. Should have just unclogged my glue, shouldn't I? And then that'd have probably been quicker. Nearly there. Oops. Not very straight matting. I'm going to layer in there. Oh, my card's still really wet. Either that or I've just sat it in a puddle. Which I could have done. Not the best matting and layering ever, but I'm being speedy. I do want to just add a little bit of white to these. Let me get it stuck onto here and then we will do the other one. Oop. Missed it. There we go. I do love those little like bubble stamps. I don't want to touch it too much because, like I said, I'm purple. And where's the white pen? White pen? Is it a white pen or is it a black pen with a white lid? You never know with my pen pots. I'm just going to add a few little or even better, a bit of glossy accents. Ooh. There we go. I have to concentrate to do dots, it's crazy. Let me see if my glossy accents is unbunged. Actually no, not putting glossy accents on before I've stuck that on there. That's just being silly. If I get everything stuck together, then we can just bish bash bosh it together, can't we? There we go. Oops. I've got purple on it now. I knew I would. I've got a teeny tiny bit of purple. So we're going to grab this. We're going to grab this one. I'm going to pop it down like that. That's going to go up there, I think. So a few little doodads. Oh, just took half the pile with me. Oh, garlic mushrooms on toast. Oh, absolutely, Lynn. I think I might be having some mushroom soup for me tea. I've got to admit, and I know I say this about all my stamp sets, but I do like this one. It is a nice one. I think it's going to be really useful. It's just so cute. I'm going to put this down towards the bottom a bit and leave myself plenty of room. She says that she can get the sticky pads off. I'm only going to put a couple on. And that one's going to come up here. I can't see it. This is why I don't work on 8x8s. My arms just aren't quite long enough. I'll pop it up here. Like so. I did say if I could get my glossy accents working. Oh, this is the one with the wobbly nose. Look at the state of it. But I did find my long pokey tool before the other day. Yeah, I'm not going to get this one. Ooh, maybe. I don't know how I've made such a crooked nose on it. really don't know how I've done it. Right, if these don't unbung first time. It did, it unbunged. I think it adds some gorgeous texture. I'm getting carried away dotting now when I stop. There we go. Hopefully you can see just adding those little bits of glossy accent. I did, I went over the top, didn't I? Really went over the top with that. But how cool's that? Evening, Rachel. We're just finishing up, my dear. Well, there you go. There is. It's an 8x8 using those gorgeous mushrooms. So just to recap, I'm going to move that over there. I was going to splat everything on top of it. I can't do that now, can I? November's month, and I got it right for once. You get your gorgeous mushrooms. Oh, they are so cute, but they're not little. Yeah, big set, little set. What were the Noala letter motifs? We will do some winter and a Christmas one because I do think they will look quite cool. You're right there. And then we had our texture strips as well. So there's your big mushroom set. Simply mushrooms. He's a good size, isn't he? That was him on a 5-inch card. As you can see the size of him. And then you get your lovely little texture strips. Letter motifs, that is what we'll have to call them from now on. And you get your harlequin, your splatter, and your circles. Circles, I think, is great for colour swatching. There you go. And there's tonight's card. I've had fun making that. I would probably spend a bit more time on my background, just putting a bit of shade and a bit of white work on the background as well. But I like it as it is. But if I wanted to spend a bit more time on it, I would just do that little bit of white work in the background, because I think it would make it really jump out. So I've got a random ink. There we go. Where my mouse is going. Let's see if I can get my mouse to work. Nope. Yes, there he is. I always lose my mouse, don't I? It's like a Monday thing. I lose my mouse. Anyway, that is it from me tonight. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you are liking your monthly make as much as I am, because you can tell I do like this one. But I don't have favourites, honest. Back. When are we back? We are back on Wednesday at 10:30, Wednesday morning. Trying to think what we've got coming up. Friday we have some new Christmas stamps coming. They are pretty cool, especially if you've got a I was going to say a grumpy one in the family. You'll like them. They are a bit humorous, shall we say. So they're coming up on Friday as well, and then we'll be back next Monday with more monthly make. So I hope you can join me on Wednesday at 10:30. We're having a play, not sure what with. So if you've got any ideas or suggestions what you'd like to do on Wednesday, let me know, and we'll try and do it. So thank you for joining me. I'm sure that's everything. I'm sure. Thank you for joining me. Like I say, I hope you are enjoying these stamp sets because I think they're cool. Take care, stay safe, and I will see you all again very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.